Hello everyone, The Enlightened here, and today we will be discussing 8 ways the world could easily end in the next 100 years. One, AI. There have been rumours for a very long time of intelligent robots wiping out humans for good. Take the Terminator films, for example, but this theory could very easily become a reality. Humans are already creating machines that can outsmart a human in one specific field, such as a calculator or even the device you are watching this video on. The most likely cause of an apocalyptic AI outbreak would be if we created a machine capable of creating better machines, beginning a chain that our primitive minds will be unable to stop. If this isn't convincing enough, Stephen Hawking admits that this is a likely event if we are not careful. 2. Pandemic. There have been many diseases throughout history that have had devastating effects on the world. The Black Death, an outbreak of bubonic plague in Europe back in the medieval era, was said to have wiped out about a third of the continent's population, with doctors helpless when it came to cures. Most doctors themselves died as a result of their efforts. Later on, during King Charles II of England's reign, there was another outbreak inside the country known as the Great Plague. The only thing that stopped it was the Great Fire of London, which managed to kill off the rats. There have been even more disastrous viruses and disease that have quickly spread before doctors knew what was going on. In all cases so far, we have been saved due to quarantine techniques, miraculous vaccines, and, above all, luck. The chances of this continuing again and again and again are slim. 3. Yellowstone volcano. Volcanoes erupt now and then, affecting air travel and potentially causing global cooling, depending on the amount of ash released into the atmosphere. Then there are supervolcanoes, which are much, much worse. When Mount St. Helens erupted, ash fell from the sky all around the world. A famous example of a supervolcano is the one beneath Yellowstone National Park in America. If this erupts, it is likely that a vast crater will form within the USA, and a giant tsunami will reach the coast of Japan and possibly even Europe. As time passes, even more magma pressurizes the surface of the park. An eruption could cause intense global cooling, death to all crops and also all people. Oh, and did I mention that it is overdue to erupt? 4. Climate change. Climate change has been an issue for quite a while now, so people are beginning to move on to other things. It is the same way that we were told at school that we could run out of fossil fuels in the next 40 years, but our parents were told exactly the same thing 40 years ago. But climate change could very well kill off humans for good. As water levels rise, people relocate. Then, over time, the increasing human population will soon become too compact, and there will be famine and death. 5. Biological engineering. As humans, we love to mess around and learn things that, quite frankly, we were never supposed to know. Why is there religion? Why is there science? Because we want to know stuff. And that is what makes us human. Why did we invent nuclear weapons? Why do we blow people up because we disagree with them? Because we are human and we can do things like that. By the time the end of the world arrives, we will realise the error of our ways, and we brought it about ourselves. Biological engineering involves genetically modifying crops, playing with deadly viruses that already nearly wiped us out, among other things. What if we accidentally made all our crops susceptible to disease or even inedible? What if we created a super disease? And there's more. Ever heard of Area 51? I wouldn't be surprised if it is real, and there is a good chance there are things in there that are so dangerous that no wonder being anywhere close will have you shot on sight. And outbreaks happen. 6. Giant asteroid. Many millions of years ago, the dinosaurs were wiped out by a meteor 10 kilometers in diameter, give or take, although there have been sightings of giant craters that could have been involved. However, there is a good chance the dinosaurs were not wiped out by a meteor, but that is an argument for another day. The fact is, scientists have said that an asteroid just 1 kilometer wide could send out dust into the atmosphere, blocking out all sunlight, killing the crops, the animals, and us. 7. Solar eruption. The sun is that big nuclear reactor in the sky providing us with life, but is also the most dangerous thing that we know of, perhaps excluding black holes. The sun will not explode or whatever for probably a few more billion years, but there is a thing called coronal mass ejections, which occur when a large amount of particles are ejected from the sun into space. It happens constantly, but the chances of one of these making contact with the big blue planet that is constantly circling around it are pretty slim. However, in 2012, the sun managed to strike the particular spot where we had been stood just a few days before. 8. Nuclear war. Yes, it had to be on here. Back in the Cold War, we were all scared to death of those little missiles that could flatten an entire city and cause radiation for miles around. Everyone was told what to do in the event of an explosion. Now we have gone a bit lazy and we do not think much about the people in the chairs by the big red button and the target on the map on top of your very own country. We, however, believe that nobody will dare press that button for fear of World War III. But then there are nutters like Kim Jong-un who spend their evenings polishing that button and playing around with the sound effects. There are two possible outcomes of him pressing that button: a full-scale nuclear war that will wipe everyone out, or dropping temperatures that will cause crop failures, disease and starvation for those lucky survivors. So, there are lots of ways the world will probably end in the next century or so, and it just so happens that most of them are brought up to ourselves by us. From the moment we discovered fire, we have wanted to know and do more, and finally our sins are catching up to us, either in the form of climate change, nuclear warfare, or even a zombie apocalypse. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, as it helps out the channel a lot, and make sure you tell me if there are any more subjects you would like me to cover in another video, whether it be gaming Easter eggs or glitches, life hacks, or making fun of everyday events or messed up politicians. This is The Enlightened, and I will see you later.